and welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be going over my February bullet journal. Before we get started though, just a reminder to like and subscribe my channel if you like this video and want to see more. So first we're going to get started with the cover page. I wanted to try something a little different, so I tried to sketch out just an F to stand for February in this kind of monogram style. So I sketched that and erased it a little bit. That way I could still see the pencil, but that way it didn't look weird whenever I put my marker over it. And today I'm going to be using a lot of the Archer and Olive acrylograph markers in the Jewel collection, and I'll also be using a lot of the STA pigment liners. So I'm just going in with a light pink shade of the Archer and Olive acrylograph markers, and it's in a small 0.2, it's 0.7 millimeters, and I'm just tracing and filling in this F that I sketched out, and I really like how it turned out. The color is perfect, and since the acrylograph markers are like paint, it's like a really solid color and it looks really nice. And then I'm using acrylograph again. I'm going in with a darker blue color, and I'm just going to put in kind of like a dandelion and different branches around the F. Now for the monthly calendar, as you can see, I made a mistake. I tried to do something else first, but I spelled February wrong and my lines were all messed up. So I covered it up with construction paper. I had this pink construction paper on hand, and I cut it to size and put some tape on it and just attached it to my journal. And then I also pulled out some different washi tapes and put those on the sides as well, just so that everything would stick better, and then it also looks pretty cute too, I think. I had these little stamps just sitting around that I wanted to try out, so I'm just using some black ink and these small stamps and stamping out the word February for this monthly calendar. And then I'm going to use a 0.8 marker to write out the days of the weeks, and then I believe I used a 0.05 marker to do the days, and then a 0.3 to write in my goals and my tasks for the month of February. And then on the right side of this page, I'm just going to write out all the days for the month of February, and if I have an event, I will fill in the day on the right so that I know that I have something going on in February. Now for my first weekly layout. For this, this design is actually a design created by Archer and Olive, but I liked how it looked and I wanted to try and recreate it myself. So I'm just using a 0.3 marker to make these different boxes on the side connected by a line going down. And you want to leave a little bit hanging at the bottom. That way the vertical line kind of comes out and it looks pretty cool. So then I use the acrylograph markers, and I use a different color for each box in the jewel set. So first I did a little rectangle by 4x2 boxes and filled it in with that dark blue color. And then I just went down the line and filled it in with different colors from the jewel. So that's like a dark yellow color, and then I use the light pink that I used on my cover page, and a tan yellowy color as well to fill in those boxes. And I like the collection is really nice. All the colors go really well together. So I really like how this came together. Now I just let the boxes dry a little bit. It is paint, so you just have to wait a little bit for everything to dry. And I'm going in with another acrylograph marker in white and just putting in an initial for the day of the week. So for this it's Monday, and I'm starting with the 1st of February, and I'll just fill in the rest of the boxes with their days and dates. Now, if you've seen my channel before, you know that I like to do my trackers on every single week. So I track my sleep, my mood, and then I make these lines of circles to fill in with different daily tasks. So I went ahead and laid those out in like a bar graph form. And that was it for the first page. And now I'm just going to move on to the second page. I like to switch up the design every week, usually back and forth between horizontal and vertical. So now I'm trying to make some vertical rectangles to write about my day in. And everybody makes mistakes. As you can see, I added an extra line by accident. But it's okay. It's just going to be there. And I'm going to try and let it not bother me. Now I've closed all the boxes up, and I'm just going to use that light pink acrylograph marker again. I'm going to use this for the rest of my layouts too. So I'm just going to use this marker and make a rectangle at the top. That way I can put the name of the day there above each box for every day of the week. So I'm just going to go ahead and make these little skinny rectangles in this light pink color. I wanted to experiment again with those small stamps that I used for my monthly calendar, so I went ahead and got those out and then labeled each day of the week with their name. The only problem I had is because I'm putting this directly on top of paint, it took a really long time to dry, or you might want to pat it down with some extra scrap paper that you have, that way it doesn't smudge, because I did get smudging on this page by accident moving my hand around. So just be careful whenever you're putting ink from the stamp pad directly on paint that comes in the acrylograph markers. So I did that, and then I used a dark blue acrylograph marker to put in the days of the week on the bottom right hand corner. And then, like I said, always I'm just adding in my trackers. I do Monday through Sunday, and then I will label how many hours. I normally do 4 to 9 hours of sleep just to have a scale. And then for my mood, I draw these little faces so I can mark how many, what I'm feeling that day. And I'll do it like a bar graph, put in a line for each day of the week. And then I'm just using that pink acrylograph marker again to label sleep mood. And then I call this daily. I will write in on each line different daily tasks that I want to complete that week, and then my to-do list. What I've been doing lately for these skinny vertical boxes is using washi tape, but ripping off one piece of tape and then ripping that piece into 3 skinny individual pieces, and then just placing that on the outside of the boxes. I think it just adds a little bit something else to the page. Sometimes I'll draw doodles in the background, but I didn't do that for this month. I just used washi tape on this layout, which is fine. I'm just keeping it simple. For my 3rd week, I did a repeat of the first layout I did, inspired by Archer and Olive. And then for my last week, I did another vertical box, but instead made the boxes, left them open, and added a circle at the top to write in my days of the week. I did this in last month's layout too, with different colors. I didn't really like how it looked with the colors that I used last time, but I do like how it turned out this time. I just really like this light pink color that comes with the acrylograph marker. So I'm just making my boxes, and then I'm gonna get out that stencil that I used last month too in January, which has different sizes of circles, and I'm just going to trace the circles for each day and then fill them in. We're going to get out those stamps again, but this time I'm just going to do 1 letter for each day of the week. Just remember to be careful if you're using an ink pad to let it dry if you're using it on top of these acrylograph markers. But that's pretty much it for February. That's all my weekly layouts, etc. I'm keeping it kind of the same. And while I didn't do a lot of doodles this month, I still like how it turned out. Especially I experimented with the acrylograph markers more before. Like last month I was having trouble with smudging, but I've gotten used to it now, and the color scheme that comes in the jewel packet is really nice, and I use it all throughout this monthly layout, and I just like how it turned out a lot. I like that it doesn't get streaky like a normal marker would. So I think that's what makes this so pleasing, is when I fill in like that F in those little circles, it's solid and looks really nice. So here are my final looks. I love the cover page. It's probably my favorite, and I do like how, even though it was a mistake, how that monthly calendar turned out. But let me know in the comments what your favorite part of today's video was, and I hope to see you next time.